Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode number 20 in our new podcast from the Automated Millionaire. We are showcasing this both on our video podcast, our video casting, and we're showcasing it in our podcast. So whether you're watching this on one of the video platforms or you are coming to one of the podcast platforms, I welcome you with my warm heart. We are currently in our series of looking at mistakes business owners make. As I've said in some of the other episodes in this series, I have made a lot of these mistakes myself, and when I can, I'll highlight some episodes or some specific examples from my own mistakes that I've carried out. And beyond that, I have also helped so many businesses that I've seen a lot of mistakes that I've repeated over and over by a lot of business owners. We are now in the fourth episode in this new series. The previous series that we ended a few episodes ago was that of the secrets of a top business turnaround agent. So a business agent, basically a business consultant who can go into any business in almost any kind of industry, and with very limited knowledge of that business or the industry, can actually help the business owners and the team turn a business around that may be struggling or ailing, or if it's a successful business, take that business and at the same time elevate it to a much higher level of performance. We're talking about how is it that they are able to do so. And for me and for a lot of my colleagues, it has been specifically that we run a very unique system for drawing out that extra cash in the business, drawing out that extra efficiency, drawing out that extra performance, and doing so, implementing it in a system where the team members of the business actually kind of make it so on autopilot going forward once the system has been implemented. If you recall, if you are a returning listener / viewer of these episodes, you recall that the first series of episodes was all about the secrets, whether there was pivotal points that I could draw out from that system that really made a critical difference. I do have currently a no-cost training, a free training on my website, theautomatedmillionaire.com, that I invite you to go and visit. So go to theautomatedmillionaire.com, and one of the tabs has a free training or no-cost training. And currently, at least, that training is about that secret system, that unique system. And I'm actually mapping out very specifically each and every single element. The training on its own is just about an hour long, so it's very concise, very rapid, and yet you'll get the insight into the entire system. In the current series, again, we're talking about mistakes that business owners make. And today's episode, we're going to talk about a morning routine that I see not just with business owners, but with practically most people in general. And it's a mistake that we all probably have done to some degree, unless we one day kind of like determined ourselves and decided for ourselves that we would make a new change to that routine in our morning. And what I'm talking about here is the advent of emails. Now, we could actually substitute the emails with a lot of the social media platforms and so on, because we're kind of faulty at doing the same thing with that. But let's just talk about it from the perspective of emails. What typically happens, and again, yes, I have to raise my hand and say I was one of those, is that in the morning we would get to office, let's say, to our work, and the first thing we pretty much would do after maybe have grabbed up coffee would be to open our emails, and then we would go into the emails and begin to read emails, open the emails, view the emails, and maybe even start replying to emails. The big culprit of that is, and this is the biggest culprit of them, because there are many culprits in this kind of morning routine, but the biggest one, the way I see it, is that once you do that, you kind of get time sucked into this oblivion, and everything that you're doing while you're in that email inbox is basically you're converting your time and your effort and your focus into somebody else's agenda. So instead of running your own show, instead of running your own agenda, saying, hey, I know where I am today, I'm at this level, I know where I want to be tomorrow, or when the year is over in my business at this much higher level, I know what I need to do to kind of get me towards that part. I may not know the entire route, but I know certainly that I need to do more sales calls, do more proposals, do more bidding, do more equations or something, or do work on my efficiency in the business or my production team's efficiency or whatever it is. But by opening up our emails, all of a sudden, all the agendas is everybody else's agenda, and everybody else has an urgency, and they demand this answer from you and that answer and all that. I would venture to say that most everybody can actually just wait. If there are certain parts of the business that are super critical, super urgent and so on, you can probably outsource that to somebody else in your organization to take care of. Or maybe you can even have an assistant, even a virtual assistant, to help you seek out those that are really pertaining to that extra sale, or making sure that a client or customer is happy with the services or products that you're delivering. But what you really need to do as a business owner, and the one who's probably gonna be the spearheader to get the results that you're really looking for, you need to stay focused on the agenda. You need to stay focused and coming from a perspective like, what are the top 3 things that I can do right now that are really gonna move the needle in my business? What are those 1, 2, 3 things that I should do today that will really make a difference for my business for tomorrow? That's what you need to be focused on, and that means that you should park away the emails. You can come back to that at the end of the day, or let's say later in the day that you kind of need to take a break from your strenuous work here and kind of say, okay, let me see what's going on in the email world. But again, even if you go back into the emails there, be careful not getting sucked into it, because it has that ability to suck us in. And that's what I say, that you can basically substitute this whole lesson about the emails with that of the social media. So for the social media, if you need to go in and update something for the social media presence because it's really making an impact or has an ability to support everything that you're working on in your business, then by all means. If it's because, hey, it's coffee break and I'm just going to go in and look at the quick post and so on, just kind of like update myself of what connections and family and friends and so on are doing, great. But then, you just spend a few minutes and then you're off again, and then you get back to work. I hope this has served you well. I know that for the vast majority of business owners that I meet, the first thing they do in the morning when they come into the office, outside of getting their cup of coffee, is to go right into the emails, and invariably they'll spend 1 or 2 hours in there with everything else just doing whatever it's doing on its own. And certainly once they're done, they are not really focused on their agenda. They're not really focused on their outcome that they're hoping to attain. And so they are not really pushing anything in their business that will help them reach that goal. I hope this has served you well. I would love to see us hit on the like button if there is such a thing where you're watching or listening in on this. And if there is a subscribe, I'd love to see you there so I can tell you more about the more secrets and how you can avoid wasting your time, money, and efforts and really attain the results that you're hoping for. This was Mikael Pitzner, also known as the Automated Millionaire, and I help small and medium-sized businesses of all kinds of industries, and I help the business owners and their teams make more money with that business without working harder, and I do so by implementing unique and special business system that actually has proven to work with over 300,000 businesses. I hope I see you in further episodes, and I'll see you then.